Okay, first and foremost, I apologize for the noise. We actually live next to an interstate. Um, I really quickly wanted to jump on here. This is a sidetrack from my other videos that are talking about the Harry Potter PS2 games and how they could have been done better and differently, and how they could have been more based upon the book and a little bit longer, for that matter. But this one, I don't know how many of you all out there play Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. And I know it's a lot of just it's a lot of just tapping and waiting for your energy to refill and making sure you have enough coins to maybe do the dueling club, or raise your friendship level with people that you've met within the game. But I'm finding there are a few things that either that can make it better, or could have made it better, or that just kind of aggravate me. And I know a lot of, if not all, mobile games are money driven at some point. This game is getting to, I guess, it has always been money driven, but it's getting worse to the point where my main aggravation is with the dueling event. I do like the dueling events because if you're able to complete them within the time frame, you are able to get a new spell that you won't learn within the game. You won't learn during a class. So I do like that. But what I don't like is how they give you, it's like 2 days and so many hours to complete the event, give you 3 tickets, and then they make you wait 5 hours within a 2-day event in between. I know what I'm trying to say. When you use up those 3 tickets, you have to wait 5 hours to have your tickets regenerate for the event, or have, just by chance, have enough gems to spend the 65 gems to regenerate the tickets right then and there. Me personally, I think the tickets are best used for a normal dueling club, instead of spending 450 coins to after each, well, no, it's after each loss you spend 450 coins to continue dueling until you win a duel, and then of course there's like an hour or so waiting period before you can go back to duel. I think the tickets would work better with the normal dueling club, because it's a 5-hour period for those tickets to regenerate. So I feel that the tickets would go better with that, whereas set different amounts of coins that you have to spend with each milestone that you meet. So if like the first milestone is, I think the first milestone's about you win 5 duels. So you start out maybe spending 50 coins just initially, just for the first duel. But once you hit that milestone, it goes up in coins. Because I say using coins because coins are a little easier to come by than the gems, and because simply put, you can go do a class, you can go do a side quest and generate coins. Of course, they're doing now they're giving us 75 coins free every so often by watching a video. If you save that, you could watch that video, get that coin. They have the little pop-up now where they give you another 30 coins for watching another video. If it's not in the initial tab that's underneath your stats, it's in the bottom right hand corner of the phone. But and I've brought that up in every single one of my reviews, to give us back the tickets for a regular dueling club, and let us use coins for the dueling event, because it's like you're giving us 2 days to complete this event, but it takes 5 hours. It eats up 5 hours waiting for the tickets to regenerate, and you only give us 3 tickets, so you're spending 5 hours out of the 2 days spending 3 tickets. You spend those 3 tickets, you're waiting 5 hours for that to regenerate. It takes at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours for your energy to refill. But it takes 5 hours for 3 stupid tickets to refill. Why not just give those 3 stupid tickets to us for a normal dueling club and let us spend our coins that we have acquired during classes and side quests to use for these dueling events? Another aggravation I'm finding, I'm not sure about anyone else, but I'm finding I could be maybe 2 stars into maybe a 3 or 4, maybe even an 8-hour class, run out of energy, go out of it, I've either completely gone out of the game. Normally is when this has happened, is when I've completely exited the game and I've left it at, say, I'm right there at the 2nd star. I just need maybe 2 stars, or 3 might get the next star. Well, I go back in and it's kicked me all the way back to the beginning of the class. Or maybe 2.5 stars in, almost to that 3rd star. Or I've had that 3rd star and it kicks me back to the 2nd star. There was a day there I was playing that every time I went back into it to see how much my energy had refilled, it had kicked me back to the very beginning, the very, very beginning of the class. I mean, you click on the exclamation mark and you talk to the person, and it's like, I've already done this. It messes things up. And then I'm finding it's today there's been times that I finished my history and magic class, and I had earlier today, and I had already leveled up and I had already finished that chapter. Well, of course I had a full meter because I had leveled up, but I I exited out of the game because I didn't want to play anymore for that time. Go back in here, just not too long before I came out to walk, and it had kicked me back to the pop-up where it shows that I've completed all 5 stars for this class, and I've gotten my points for the class, and I've gotten the coins, and it re-leveled me up, and it finished a chapter and started a new chapter. It's like, I've already done this. Well, why are you doing this again? No, it's probably some kind of glitch. Sorry, I'm I'm walking while I'm doing this. A thought I had here while I started my next transfiguration class, starting to unlock the next next transfiguration class. I believe it would have been better if, say we were turning a beetle into a button, instead of reviewing some other transfiguration to essentially get all 9 of these stars to unlock the next transfiguration spell that we're learning. Why couldn't they have still do the unlocking, but it's more unlocking to use the spell, to get to the spell? So you actually go into transfiguration and you're learning the theory to the spell you're going to gain access to after you learn this theory. Then all it has to be is a series of 5 stars to unlock that transfiguration. So during that class, you're learning the correct pronunciation. You're learning, of course, they don't show the actual wand movement, but seeing that it's in theory, you're learning the wand movements. You're answering questions. You're not answering questions that deal with, well, when you vanish something, where does it go? Or who founded Ravenclaw House? Or, when was Hogwarts founded? And, you're not answering questions that has nothing to do with the transfiguration you're working towards. So if you're working towards learning how to turn a beetle into a button, well, then you're not reviewing I don't know, I can't think of how to transform a cat into a cauldron. You're not reviewing some other spell that has nothing to do with turning a beetle into a button or turning an animal into a water goblet. You're actually learning about the spell that you're unlocking. I think that would have been better. I know it's a mobile game, but still, you want things to make sense. Why are you going into charms to unlock? You're going to unlock. You're going to unlock Bombarda, but yet you're reviewing Lumos. What does lighting your wand have to do with blowing something up? Why can't you learn about Bombarda, what it does, the wand movement, and What does tutoring a young Gryffindor student who's having a problem with Wingardium Leviosa have to do with your class learning Bombarda? You know, it's just, if they had thought of this, make it make sense. Why review spells that have nothing to do with the spell that you're currently trying to unlock? Now, if it's a not story class where you're just going to, I don't know, maybe you're doing some kind of event or something where, or it's their newest side quest is these daily tasks. Maybe you're just completing a non-story class. That makes sense, because then you're not working towards a new spell or something. You're not working towards a new lesson. You're just reviewing something. The review makes sense when it's a non-story class, but if the class is within the storyline, within the story progression, there's no point in saying we're transfiguring a porcupine into a pincushion, but make us review how to transform a cat into a cauldron, or how to, I'm trying to think of some of the things we've done, how to turn a beetle into a button. Don't make us review stuff that has nothing to do with the current thing that we're working towards. Our goal is that next spell, let us use those 5 stars or the choices of the 1 hour, 3 hour, and 8 hour class to learn about the spell that we're trying to unlock. That makes sense to me. I don't know about anyone else, but it makes sense to me to, if you're learning Lumos, let us learn Lumos to unlock the spell. Don't make us review Wingardium Leviosa. Levitating has nothing to do with lighting your wand. You know, just, you know, doing Flipendo has nothing to do with learning some new jinx like Impedimenta or whatever. It's just learning, you know, in History of Magic, if you're in your 5th year in this game, History of Magic, if you're going to learn about Goblin Rebellion, if that's what you're working towards unlocking, well, History of Magic is History of Magic. Just let us do the lesson and unlock it and be like, you're done. Don't make us sit there and relearn about I don't know, the history of Hogwarts or whatever. I don't know. Just with that class, the History of Magic makes more sense when you're just doing one class that deals with, well, once you go through this class, once you get the 5 stars, you've learned about Goblin Rebellion, or you've learned about wizards helping the Muggles in Muggle War or whatever. But you're not going back and reviewing something that you've already done that has nothing to do with what you're working towards. So you're not reviewing impedimenta if you're working towards stupefy or something. Of course, I think stupefy wasn't part of a class. I think it was a spell that you learn in a side quest or something. I don't really remember. But basically, my point being is, if you're going to teach us arresto memento, let us learn about arresto memento and then unlock the usage of it. Don't make us review Bombarda or how to turn this into that when it has nothing to do with the spell that we're wanting to unlock. Just, let us unlock that, even if it's still set at 9 stars and you're having us choose an hour long to 3 hours to maximum of 8 hours. Just let us do the theory to the class or to the spell. Let us learn the backing, where it comes from, what it does, the history of it, who did it. Let us answer questions about that spell. Don't make us answer questions on how do you make a feather levitate. Well, you use Wingardium Leviosa, but that has nothing to do with using Lumos or blowing up something. I don't know. It makes more sense. That's it.